Marjorie Greene and Lin Wood have two things in common. They both love Trump and they both love grift. And that means that at some point, they're gonna have to duel each other for who's more supportive of this whole Trumpian thing. I wanna show you a video. This is Lin Wood attacking Marjorie Greene for, I kid you not, being a communist.
In my opinion, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a communist. If Marjorie Taylor Greene running around saying impeach Biden, that says that Biden won. He didn't. And you would never impeach him with a communist Congress. It's a waste of time. It's all show. A traitor will come at you as a patriot. Be careful.
That's a good warning, but it seemingly applies as much to him as to her. His audience probably won't pick up on that. But anyway, he's out there, he's trying to get people to give him money, he's trying to find right-wing causes to attach himself to. She is a massive supporter of President Trump. Lin Wood would say that he is too, so why wouldn't they fight eventually? She, in trying to remove Biden from office, is proving that she's a traitor to Trump. Also, she's a communist, although he never explains in that video exactly why that is.
They never bother explaining. I mean, later we're gonna show you Charlie Kirk saying that Chuck Schumer and corporate Democrats are trying to take away private property.
They have so much of it.
How? Why? Like they're the defenders of wealth in this country. That is a correct criticism. Saying they're trying to take away private property. Marjorie Taylor Greene is wackadoodle, and there's 1,000 critiques you could have of her. Being communist ain't one of them, okay? And partly because she doesn't even understand it. We've showed you other clips where she has no idea what socialism is, communism is. She has no idea what capitalism is. And so maybe he could have put together some convoluted logic, like she thinks the government helping people is a good thing, and she calls that capitalism, when actually it's socialism, right? And you could have gone in that direction, but he's like, no, if you want to impeach Biden, that means you're a communist. What? Okay, they're not even trying to make sense anymore because they don't have to. Their audience has given them carte blanche. Logic not required, facts not required. You never showed one piece of evidence that the election was stolen. We all believed you anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Lin Wood sometimes refers to himself as Jesus, Moses, etc. Did they require proof of that?
No.
I assure you they didn't.
No.
Okay. So, but I love this fight. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to join the fight here.
Yes, it goes back and forth in some weird ways. So what is his actual beef with her? Well, acknowledging that Biden won, even though she totally doesn't do that. But also, for weeks, Lin Wood, who has over 800,000 followers on his Telegram channel, Jesus, has been complaining about what he perceives as Greene's lack of effort to force a forensic audit in Georgia, similar to the one that has just concluded in Arizona. So he wants an audit like they had with the cyber ninjas or whatever. So there's a few issues with that. One, it showed that the election hadn't been stolen. But of course, they're not going to acknowledge that. Two, what part would Marjorie Greene have in getting the Georgia state government to do a forensic audit of the results? She's a congresswoman with the federal government. She has nothing to do with that. And third, she was elected in that election. Now, maybe now he would do the thing I'm about to say, but no one on their side who says that the Georgia elections stole the result for Biden. It was not a reliable election, it was stolen. None of them say, thus she's not a real congresswoman, even though she was elected in the same election. So even just pragmatically, why would she audit the results of an election that gave her the position in your mind to audit the results, even though she can't because she's not serving in Georgia state government? None of it makes any sense.
Yeah,
but it's enough to label her a communist, of course.
But so let me tell you why they're doing it, and then we'll get to her attacks on him.
Yes,
because this is a super fun cat fight. So it's a cycle of re-grifting. So it happens on almost every front because the ultimate grifter has to prove to everyone that they are the only one who's looking out for them. So that means they not only have to attack the other side, but eventually they, by the nature of their grift, they must attack their own.
To grow.
One, to grow because, hey, you got to pick a fight with someone bigger or more powerful to get attention. and if you're online because the algorithm forces you to, because you want to get into their
drama and all that. Yeah.
Right. You use the titles, thumbnails. If they're doing videos, it gets into their videos, etc. In this case, it's mainly the titles and thumbnails, etc. And it probably applies to the Telegram algorithm and the Twitter algorithm, and etc. as much as it does to the YouTube and Facebooks. So there's like the mechanics of why they do it, and then there's the overall idea. But then one other part of it that's important is they have to convince everyone they are the only true fill in the blank, the only true conservative, the only true Trump supporter, the only true steal the election or whatever the hell the thing is.
Pro-Trump fascist.
Right, exactly. And then on the left, of course, is the guy who does that, right? I'm the only true progressive, and that's how I prove it by attacking all other progressives, right?
Ken Klippenstein, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely Ken
That guy's
Klipp.
an ass.
Yeah. So, or Bernie Sanders, either way. So, and because it's the nature of the grift, because if you are giving to Amy Goodman, well, then you're not giving to Jimmy Dore. Oh, did I say I didn't? Anybody? It could have been anyone. Could have been anyone.
I do think it's Ken, but
right.
whatever.
Okay, and so that's why you'll say Amy Goodman's CIA. I mean.
Well, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Okay, I forget if she's a CIA.
I think she's 004 actually.
Yeah, it could be.
It's an MI thing.
Yeah, she's CIA adjacent. She's doing CIA talking points.
Goodman?
Amy Goodman. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
I mean, that's my point. It's insanity. It's to get the folks who are most angry and most detached from logic and facts. In this case, on the right wing, you have a target-rich environment. On the left, it's a sliver. On the right wing, it is the majority of the party, right? So they're trying to say, hey, don't give money to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Don't support her. She's raised more money than anyone in Congress, right?
She has, yeah.
Lynn Wood is saying, give me the money. And that's why they get into money next.
That's true.
Right, and you'll see how that plays out. Come be my supporter, give me money, follow me on Telegram, etc. That's why he has to attack Marjorie Taylor Greene and she has to attack back.
Yeah, he says you can't trust her with your money. She says the same, and I find both of them very persuasive. Anyway, so she has a multi-pronged attack. So she says this first. She tweeted, "He lifts up his Bible high and lies and lies and lies. He's not one of us." And he used a child being attacked by Marxist BLM. Read all the way to the end. So it's a thing about how he used Kyle Rittenhouse. So she's referring to him as a child. He's a multi-murderer, but I guess he's a child in this particular case. Here's the thing. She's totally right. He did use Kyle Rittenhouse, but that, like, you're using it too. You're using it as a sign of how pure you are, that you want to defend him against Marxist BLM or whatever. And she also tied it in with January 6th. She said, and you have to ask yourself, if Lynn Wood has fought so hard against the election like he claims, even encouraging people to go to the Capitol on J6, why isn't he a target of the J6 witch hunt? The J6 committee is only focused on Trump's biggest defenders, but not Lynn Wood. And I love that because look, the takeaway for a Trump fan from that is Lynn Wood isn't supportive enough of Trump, who secretly won the election. But look at what she has to do inside of it. For someone as dim as her, it's actually pretty sophisticated. She says Lynn Wood even encouraged people to go to the Capitol, something she will never say that she did because she doesn't want to be implicated in January 6th, but she definitely wants all the people who support it to still like her. So she says they hate me more than him, even though I totally wasn't involved. But like, if you were involved, you should like me because they hate me, the people that are against January 6th, which I didn't support, but I'm also the biggest supporter of. It's a very nuanced thing for people without much natural mental ability to try to thread that needle. I'm not saying anything specific, but you should like me if you like that thing that I did not support.
Okay, so there's two things that I love here. One is there's like two movies that they're accidentally referencing. One is Inception. It's a conspiracy theory inside a conspiracy theory, right? Oh, how come Lynn Wood is not being investigated by the J6 committees? Now, he says he was in favor of January 6th, but yet he's not being investigated. What if he was there? So which leads to the second movie, Princess Bride. Or what if it's the cup in front of you? And This is the conversation they're having on the right wing. Now, the serious part. They are literally having a debate over who supports the racist murderer more. That's what the GOP has devolved into. Kyle Rittenhouse went to Black Lives Matter with a weapon to a Black Lives Matter protest looking for trouble. He found the trouble and he shot and killed 2 people and he's up on murder charges. And so here's a guy who went because of racial animus and then killed 2 people. And these are 2 leaders in the Republican Party. He got a decent chunk of the vote in South Carolina when he ran for GOP chair in South Carolina, a big chunk. She's a United States Congresswoman, and she raised the most money because people love her in right-wing circles.
Yeah.
So 2 leaders in the Republican Party arguing, no, I like the racist murderer more than you like the racist murderer. And then they're having a fight over that. That's today's Republican Party.
Yeah. By the way, Cenk, I really liked your idea about the Inception thing. If this was a movie, do you know how it ended then? Okay, so you see Marjorie Greene, the camera zooms into her skull, and you see a mouse on a wheel, and the wheel's spinning, it's spinning. It looks like it might stop, and the screen goes black. You never find out if the wheel stops spinning.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.